We are here with the Kings of the Storm 2 finals. We are finally here. It's been about 7.5 hours since we started this beautiful journey. And before we hop into the picks band, which they have just started the bands, we're actually going to take a quick look at the bracket to see who they fought through to get here. We have Symbiote coming from the top left side of the bracket. You could just easily see the transitioning going down. They had a bye as they were the top seed. They defeated Singularity Blue in round 2 in GGBB, Dunk, Chef. All those guys who put on an amazing performance. They put on awesome games.
Yeah, they rose to the challenge.
Yes, they definitely rose to the challenge. And on the opposite side, we had Snowflake go over Ad Victorium, Team Eludo, and an amazing series between Snowflake, Flake, and Glorious. We had two awesome semifinals. I'm really glad we made them best of fives. I mean, it really paid off. We got to see a lot of really good play out of both teams there. Now, we are here with the grand finals between Symbiote and Snowflake, and we're going to hop right on over to the draft, where we can see that we've had a ban on Tassadar.
Yep, and we've also had a ban on Tyrael.
So Tyrael ban was by Snowflake, and Tassadar ban was by SMG. The first pick of the game is, in fact, going to be Arthas.
Yes. So we do see Arthas is on Snowflake, as we talked about recently. Just a ton of people picking Arthas very early. This, however, we have not seen. We have not seen a first-round pick of Chen.
No, that's really interesting because Chen's just kind of like
extremely
something you don't expect, so you keep it in the back. You like get it later. You get those other heroes that you want to get. You know, oh, we want Tassadar, we want whatever hero. You get it early. Chen isn't a super sought-out hero, so this makes me think that they have something in mind.
Exactly. Like, if you pick a Chen this early, it's almost like saying, we are going for a very specific comp because of this. It's you lock in your assets early, and normally you don't really want to do that. Normally you want to play it safe for the first pick, but you still want to pick up some kind of power pick. And when you pick up something that's this new, like Chen, a lot of people don't know how to use him effectively yet. We're seeing what we're calling the pros do with him. It's great. They're pushing the bounds on him. They're making him feel a lot better, a lot stronger as we go through the weeks and we see him popping up in competitive play. But when you look at it this way, it's really hard to tell what they're going to do. So that pick might be just sort of like a, hey, we're doing this, we'll see how you react type of thing, to just kind of like, it's basically like posturing on picks. They could be doing that, or, like we said, they could be having a very specific comp that they're looking for. Meanwhile, we have the pick coming back from Snowflake.
Yeah, Snowflake is going to go with Uther Zagara. Now, having Arthas and Uther is a lot of sustain, but one thing I want to point out here is Zagara is a hero that can put out a massive amount of damage. She is a specialist, but she has a very unique tool set where she can really just plow through you. What this is going to allow is if there's any kind of situations where there's ever a pick, I mean, Zagara is going to be in lane a lot. She's going to be pushing those lanes back the best she can, but having the root down with the Frost from Arthas and the E, the Hammer of Justice coming, if they throw a Hydra down paired with that, the Hydra is going to get a ton of value. So it's a very little scary combo they have there. But I mean, we saw this earlier today. Just you have to respect the damage of a Zagara.
Oh, without question, unless you're Shen.
Unless, yes, Chen Stormstout is.
Soldier was actually the one that we talked about last time this happened.
It's true.
He was the one that kept having, I don't know how many Hydras thrown at him. And he'd be like, oh, that's neat. Let me just drink that pain away.
Yeah.
And so it's like, well, okay, that's a thing. But like you said, one thing, the way that Zagara seems to be balanced is that she forces you to make the decision to either stay, fight, kill the mob that's attacking you, so the Hydra, or you just run away. And, oh, it's happening again. This makes me so
They're
happy.
going for a Nubarak with Chen. They keep showing Murky on the screen, but that's not actually what they're going for. It's actually going to be Falstad as their other pick. And that's going to give us Tychus, Chen, Falstad, and a Nubarak. Very scary.
So they're going to need to pick up a support, I would imagine. They could go full bore and just try to all in on this, but I don't agree with it because they don't have Arthas. If they had Arthas, maybe they could do that just because of the sheer amount of self-healing that he has. So I imagine that the last pick that comes out of Symbiote is probably going to be either a Malfurion or
Right Wing.
Brightwing makes sense. Rhaegar makes a lot of sense here to me.
Yes, I would agree with that.
Bloodlust
Yes.
makes a lot of sense here. And he's able to obviously keep people up. They also have two range characters, so as long as they position appropriately, they shouldn't need too much heals.
I mean, even Falstad, you go with Marksman on Falstad and Bloodlust. You have this crazy AA. Falstad is very strong. And same thing with Tychus, of course. Odin plus Rhaegar's Bloodlust is absolutely terrifying. And even if they went with the Rhaegar and they had to reactively go with Ancestral Healing, they have two massive targets. They have Anubarak and Chen, so Ancestral Healing is still a viable option for sure. But Bloodlust is by far the more common pick when it comes to the two heroics.
Yeah. So it'll be interesting to see what they actually pick up there at the end. But looking back at Snowflake, they're thinking about what they're going to pick right now. They have, what are they missing? Somebody hasn't picked something. Oh, we don't have the Zagara pick. So they have Uther, Arthas, and Zagara. So they're probably looking for a ranged damage dealer. We've seen Vala how many times?
Pretty often. Now, we never see Vala bans because people know how to deal with Vala. She's an incredibly powerful healer, but people know how to... but people know how to deal with her. They know what kind of tricks she has. She's honestly one of the most played heroes in the game, and
I think she actually almost holds that title right now. I know at the end of the alpha reset, she was like top 2, top 3.
Yeah, so. I don't doubt it. So honestly, you don't really see bans of her, but you do see a ton of play on that hero, and it's really no surprise because it's more important to ban out somebody that's going to have a huge impact on your team, like Stitches or Arthas, that can really just have that ultimate initiation. You want to be worried about that. Specifically, Stitches we see banned.
Yeah, I mean,
often.
She doesn't change games; she just enhances them. Stitches will change a game. Like it's terrifying to have that hook coming out of the darkness and just pulling you in. Absolutely terrifying.
Well. While we wait for them to make their picks, shout-outs to our sponsors here at the bottom, Alpha in Development. These are not our sponsors.
These are not our sponsors.
But we just threw that some logos out to make it pretty.
That's
Town Hall.
Sponsor.
Yeah, Town Hall is a podcast that I host every Tuesday night at 9 p.m. where we discuss the competitive Heroes of the Storm community. We have interviews with players there. Not so much interviews, more like discussions about specific heroes. But for interviews, the other show on the right there, Clairvoyance, another show we do. It's typically going to be on Thursday nights. Yep. But Matt and I are actually flying out to BlizzCon next month to do interviews with a lot of the pro players playing in the tournament this weekend, live in person. We're going out there with a microphone and camera. We're going to be interviewing a lot of players for our show there. And you can find all the info or all those videos at youtube.com/SolidJakeGG. But we have some picks coming from Snowflake. We have Vala and Abathur being selected here, and that's going to round out their team as Vala, Abathur, Arthas, Uther, and Zagara.
Do we get to see it? We get to see it. We asked for it last game, but we didn't get it then. But now we get to see it.
No.
Abathur on LZ Gamer.
Oh my gosh.
We get to see it.
Delivering.
It's been a long time coming. So I'm excited for this.
Today is officially worth it. I get to see his beautiful Abathur.
I know. It's so nice. I don't know how rusty he is. I'm not actually sure how much he's been playing.
Did you just say that LZ Gamer could be rusty? I mean, it's not a thing.
He's around a lot of water.
Oh gosh. Well, he has to go to the bathroom to shake off that rust. You've offended him.
See, I'm sorry, LZ. Forgive me.
Well.
See, but that's how good LZ is. He can look 3 minutes into the future and hear what I'm saying.
Well, just looking at these comps, we see Rhaegar is selected.
Here we
no
go.
Big surprise there. I mean, like we said, we have the utility if he can choose 2 heroics based on how he feels that specific game is going. We could see the Ancestral Healing. I think all of us want to see the Bloodlust, especially with this comp. Hyper Aggression. I think we'll see Marksman go down on Falstad, going for an auto attack build, not the Spellcaster Falstad. We're going to see the Odin coming out from Tychus for sure. I mean, there's just absolutely no doubt about that. And then when 2 heroes in your face like Anubarak and Chen just bullying you, body blocking you, doing everything they can to ruin your day, you bloodlust them and you just cannot escape. Especially Sturm or Panda Pals. I'm not going to say the name of it. Panda Pals comes down, you bloodlust Panda Pals, you bloodlust Odin, and you are just in a realm of pain. But on that note, on the other side of things, we do have a terrifying, powerful composition as well. It's Uther, Arthas, Vala, honestly, like, arguably the best tank, arguably the best healer, and arguably the best assassin right there, and then you round it out with an Abathur. You can get the double strafe with Vala if that's what you want to do. If you need the sustain, you can get the double Arthas. You have the options with Abathur. You have the soak around Haunted Mines with Abathur, and you have Zagara in there to push, and put down a lot. And the control, the Maw. You can never count Maw out. We are not going to see Nidus Worm. There is no way, no how we're going to see Nidus Worm in this game. It's going to be Maw 100%, but, I mean, and don't go out of your way to prove me wrong by choosing Nidus Worm, will you? But that's definitely what we're going to see happen. This is going to be I'm going to say it again, it's going to be a slobber knocker. This is going to be a wonderful match, and as soon as LZ gets back from his rust break, he's no longer rusty. He's back. He's ready to roll. We're going to ready up the game here and jump on into Game 1 of the Grand Finals of Kings of the Storm 2. Boom.
All right. Now, something to think about, while it does make a lot of sense to have a full attack speed or full auto attack Falstad, I think that we will probably still see at least some part of it be rather mage heavy. Just because it's so key. Like, yes, you want your auto attacks to hit super hard, and yes, you want to be the person that's able to just right click at something and destroy it. But in Heroes, there's so many things that have CC. That if you try to do that, if you try to go that hard with an auto attacks, you have to put yourself in a scary situation. So it's something that's not necessarily the best build, but if you have your positioning, if you're super on point, then absolutely you can do it. The other thing is that supports you, by the way, on this case. When you go into mines, when you clear mines, they will actually give you stacks. So it'll be very interesting to see what he decides to choose. And as I open the talent screen here, we do see Seasoned Marksman. So at the very least, he's going to have a lot of Seasoned Marksman stacks. So we'll be seeing auto attacks be not negligible at all.
Absolutely not. Seasoned Marksman is going to be a very powerful talent here, and like we said earlier, it's going to lend to the Bloodlust. You get those powerful. I mean, we saw earlier the Seasoned Marksman getting. I think it was when I think LZ was playing Falstad in that game, and he was just
so
getting.
Much damage.
He was like two-shotting all of the minions with his auto attacks at that point. Pretty impressive stuff that you can see happen to Falstad as it scales very well throughout the game.
Now, why do you think they picked Abathur on Haunted Mines?
You know, it's a good question, but at the same time, I mean, it gives you a lot of versatility. It allows you to react to various options based on having two of one hero. If you want the damage, I mean, I don't think Abathur is ever really a bad pick on any map. He's a hero that can soak lanes while you're in the mines. If you have all five in the mines, you have Abathur soaking in the top, giving you that little bit of XP advantage throughout the game.
Okay. Normally we see Abathurs try to be sort of cheeky. Like they like to go out in the lane, they like to go soak while the enemy team roams. Here, it's probably not going to happen that much, right? Just because of the way the map is set up.
Yeah, it's pretty uncommon that we're going to see Abathur really just go into the back, try to do anything super crazy, but I think he'll still get a lot of use as it, just being able to soak those lanes, like we said, in the mines. Both teams just kind of feeling each other out, seeing what they can get done, try to pressure the towers a little bit here as we wait for the mines to spawn. We're not going to see too many early Merc camps at this early in the game, but we definitely could see them around level 4.
Yeah, a lot of teams opt to just not go for Mercs just because the mines open so early on this map. And as you can see, there's only 15 seconds left. It would be very hard for them to take Mercs and not get damaged. That second part is pretty much the more important part. Because if you enter mines when you're already damaged, it makes it pretty tough for you to contest as you go through. But we do see
Soldier doing a good job just cleaning up the creep timbers, making sure that Zagara doesn't have vision. Zagara is using the creep timbers more as wards than anything else, which is a pretty common thing. And we see that all the players have entered the mines, and we should be seeing an initiation here pretty soon. Now, my computer is mad at me for zooming out, and we have a big fight here. I actually have to zoom out anyways because we have to see what's going on. We see Soldier coming around the backside, wanting to initiate here. Nicely done, and we have a big fight going down. Now, no one has heroics. Nothing crazy is going to happen, but all 5 players are just going face to face. Kelex backs up just enough. Is he going to get out? No, Uther has fallen. He can still pressure a little bit with his spirit, but Snowflake honestly has to just really back up here. Itra, really just that was a scary play. He was baiting out the stuns. Well done by him. LZ soaking the bottom lane here, and we can see they came up in the top part of the mines to clean this up, and we're going to return to grab more skulls. They can do a good chunk of damage, but he's really doesn't want to show himself quite yet, and we can see that the remaining members of SMG is here in the mines, just grabbing enough skulls to do what they want to do.
Yeah, I mean, that was a great engagement on bottom. And look at it again up top. Keylak's actually going to get dropped for a second time. Getting dropped very low, and actually, no, he didn't die. He's just down bottom. Keylak's now about to die. Soldier going in, trying to get it going on.
Enough
Will he be able to do it?
It comes on, yeah.
Oh, so close. All right, so I lied. I completely lied. I'm sorry for
You are a bad person, but it's quite okay. We can actually just see that everybody's just kind of feeling each other out. We have quite a few skulls left here in the mines, and SMG is returning to the mines to collect what they can at this point in time.
Yeah, I mean, the biggest thing about mines obviously is the mines. Hey, big surprise! But we already see that Symbiote has picked up basically 50% of the mines, a little bit more now. They have 55 skulls, 56 skulls, and they're still looking to push more. They don't have the ability to contest down bottom right now, though. So what they're likely to do is they'll go to mid, they'll take knights, they'll take whatever they can. If they think that they can get something going on bottom, they'll run in and try to get that fight. SMG loves being down in the mines. Like we saw it earlier today. The first time they did it, it didn't really do that much. The second game where we had a run back on mines, they dominated being in the mines. They did it so well.
It was terrifying how incredible I mean, they would barely survive on like 3 or 4 of their players, but they wouldn't lose a single player and they'd take the whole team out. Really impressive play. But Symbiote is actually going to be taking these knights here in the middle of the map, and Snowflake has to just kind of posture back. Now, the skulls are fairly even. 56 to 44 is about as close as we tend to ever see in this game. So neither team has a big advantage. These knights will fall well before the grave golems make it to lane, but we're definitely going to see an initiation happen before long. The offensive giants is a pretty nice big thing they can try to pick up
risky,
here.
Though.
Yes, exactly. Snowflake realizes what's happening, and they're actually going to have to back up and potentially give them off. Nope, they're sticking around enough. Snowflake's here initiating, and Dreadnought's in there getting that. He can burrow charge right on in. And they're going to try to take this initiation back in that Snowflake took on them. Now, KO is on the left here, taking a decent amount of damage, trying to poke, but he doesn't want to go in too far because he will easily get picked off, and the grave golems are making it down, knocking on the door of the bottom lane of Snowflake.
And I want to say that Snowflake made that call purely because of the pickup of Abathur. If there was a 5th body there, I don't think that they would have made that call. Just because Abathur doesn't have any actual CC that he can give out until he clones someone.
Right.
So there's nothing that he can do raw damage, and he does pretty good raw damage. But in terms of everything being, just there, he's not. He just jumps onto someone, helps them.
The team fight ability pre-10 is pretty harsh.
Yeah. It's a sacrifice you take for the amount of utility he has around the map, and it's one of the nice things that exists in Heroes that
right.
See in other games.
Mean, we're seeing SMG pretty much use that to their advantage, knowing they don't have the Abathur clone ready. It's not going to be ready for 2 more levels. Let's pressure. Let's get the maximum efficiency out of this. And the Giants helped. They helped. They kept them busy. They gave their golem more time to push here. And granted, the golem is pushing pretty hard in the top lane for Snowflake, but it's not going to get quite as much damage done. Abathur is actually KO
Very
going
close.
for it.
Very close. I lost my train of thought.
Well, that happens when you cast for 8 hours, but I think we're doing a decent job here. Matt, now we have the entire team of Snowflake moving in to capture this tower, showing 2 or 3 of their members, and we can see that this fort has just barely fallen here. Now, Giants were taken on the left side of the map by SMG, and they're going to rotate to the middle to try to find a pick.
Yeah, and now we've seen, this is what, the 3rd noob we've seen today? Maybe 2nd? I don't actually
think it's
remember.
always been SMG.
Yeah, it has been SMG, so it's at minimum play. But Dreadnought has been on point with his impales this game. I don't know if you saw it, but almost every single one that he's thrown has been
incredible.
2 or 3 people. And it's really helped them lock things down. It helped them get giants. It helped them get that fort right there. He will go in behind enemy lines and throw a line of spikes. And it's really scary to deal with. So it's super cool to see new characters being used, new heroes being used, and Idra actually
look at this hard initiation on Idra. Level 10 has been hit. Bloodlust goes down. Massive initiation. Idra goes down. Chillitek goes down. This fort is forfeit. Giants are pushing with it, and they can just back up from this and do whatever they want. But honestly, why would they? There's nothing else to do here. Yeah. They're just going to push this lane down. Oh, maybe not. They're proving me wrong. Looks like the cooldown on something might be up. Mines are not going to be up in at least 30, 40 seconds here, and they're not going to find LZ. LZ will be out together here. just in the nick of time.
You know what? They probably wanted KO to stack his path.
That's a very good point. Get that Hunter, excuse me, not Hunter Mark.
Unless they kill all this, which defeats what I just said, which they're going to. So maybe they really just dislike KO sometimes.
Yes,
like
I mean,
it's a very love.
Don't we all? Don't we all? No.
I love KO. I love it.
I love KO as well. Shoutouts to KO. This fort's going to go down a nice little pickup from Snowflake, knowing that their golem did a decent amount of damage here, but the mines are up and they are actually beelining to the top entrance, knowing that Snowflake will be coming in here. Soldier's going to sit there, brew up his shields a little bit, but you know what? They decide to back off as all of Snowflake's in there.
We have a cloned Arthas now, so a lot of CC coming into this fight.
Like we said earlier, coming into this, having that flexibility with the Arthas, you can get a Valet, you can get an Arthas on Abathur, giving you a lot of nice options there. But Arthas has fallen. Faye is barely getting out of here. My computer is ripping. I apologize for this.
All right, now, so what happened there was, obviously I know that the stream gets laggy when we're in mines for whatever reason, but what happened was Symbiote baited that almost, I want to say perfectly. I'm going to go ahead and give them credit that was perfect. They baited that fight to wait in that small little chasm. And then Dreadnought saw the opportunity, and he dove on. He went through with the Burrow Charge, he went through with the Impale, locked up everybody. They were able to blow up Arthas before he could get his ult off, before he could really heal anything up. We had Falstead throw down the Shock and Awe, which just exploded everything. And we did not even see a Locust Swarm come out of Dreadnought. So he didn't even use his ult in that fight, which means if they do decide to go pressure Knights right now, say, he'll have that. And the only ult left open right now for Snowflake is actually Abathur's ult, although Vala's ult is up now as well.
Well, like you said, both Locust Swarm and Bloodlust are up and ready for action whenever SMG needs them. And we have the other ults coming off cooldown a little bit quicker here. Actually, they're pretty even for both teams.
I honestly can't believe how short Divine Storm is. Did we disconnect? Or?
Nope, they're just, all the players are just waiting passively, in sync, having a nice conversation here, by their keep.
Maintain 5-meter dispersion.
Yeah, you don't want to get too close. They know the Grave Golem's coming. They were just having a town meeting before it happened.
I see.
And it seemed like a disconnect for a brief moment. But we have the Golem pushing. 92 skulls. This is a massive advantage. Honestly, there's a very strong chance that if they get the initiation they want here, they have a 2-level lead. They could make something huge happen. They're going to push down at this keep the best they can. Soldier goes on in on Idra, sees an opportunity. The Shock and Awe will delete Idra from the game. Chillatek is going to fall as well. This is going to be a very nice maw out of Faye here, but honestly, I don't know how much it matters. We got the Odin coming down, and you know, a nice maw is great, but this is one dead core, and we're gonna have a quick victory for Symbiote. Game 1, looking incredibly dominant over Snowflake.
It's interesting that when we did the stage strikes, that they actually even gave the option of mines to SMG, because I know that many of the times when we talk about the certain maps that go on and what teams favor what, SMG is one of the ones, Symbiote is one of the ones that loves mines, because they love the way that you can just either snowball it or just wait it out, find that one little opening,
just go
and get it.
Yeah,
they'll get that. They'll find that opening and they'll flip it. We saw it today already once.
I've seen it in countless events. I've watched HPL and SV so many times where I just see the enemy team goes in the mines and they're just waiting in the bush, right, and as soon as they're in the mines, they just go in and they just end the game. They're just like, you know what, we see an opportunity and we're gonna. They always take it. Every time there's a opening in your defense, they're gonna take it and they're just gonna end the game. We saw them earlier, like you said, that one hole in the wall. They're like, nah, we're just gonna run by all your towers and just end the game. And
that's it.
It's just the way they play, and it's awesome. I mean, it's well done. So guys, we're going to get ready for game number 2. We're going to throw to a quick break while we get the lobby set up here. Stay tuned.